Thank you, Congresswoman Houcher, for leading this debate. And I rise in full support of the House budget resolution as introduced by Chairman Arrington. And what our viewers, both in the balcony and watching this by TV, are going to see is two different worldviews. My friends on the left think tax money is their money, that you should know where it's spent in any shape, form, or fashion. Where they want to spend our tax dollars that's now being uncovered by Elon Musk is a variety of things, but it began 4 years ago with the invasion of the border. My friends from the left, the minute the Biden administration took office, opened the gates for over 170 different countries to let everybody and anybody in this country. My friends on the left allowed 400,000 unaccompanied minors to come into this country, and we don't know what happened to them. It's not good, though. Where is the sympathy for, they claim to be sympathize for people in this country, but what about the sympathy for the children? They did nothing to stop the invasion at the border. They had words, but that's all it was. They want the American people to know that it's their money to spend on illegal aliens, free college tuition, putting it on the backs of the everyday working man. This is the first step in a long journey of what we're voting on today. From the very first day I set foot in this chamber, I've always promised my constituents that I would do everything within my power to reinstate fiscal sanity to our great nation. And what's worse than a bankrupt country? How does that help children? How does that help single moms? It doesn't. That's what this bill attempts to stop, or at least to begin the process of healing. We now suffer from World War II levels of indebtedness and pay more on interest than we do on our national defense, to the tune of over $880 billion in interest. Unfortunately, many members of Congress have demonstrated a complete lack of fiscal discipline and will try to spoil a strong bill that President Trump himself has endorsed. This budget resolution enables us to reach over $4.5 trillion in tax cuts for hardworking Americans and more than $2 trillion in spending cuts, a concept that Congress has been foreign for way too long. With the historic trifecta, we have the opportunity, since the Republicans were elected by 77 million people, to control the House, the Senate, and the executive branch, and deliver on our promise to America. We must do what's best for them, including raise the debt ceiling by $4 trillion to prevent Democrats from using a fiscal crisis to hold Trump's agenda hostage.
Mr. Speaker, I yield an additional 2 minutes to the gentleman from South Carolina.
The gentleman is recognized.
Due to the previous Biden administration's failed security measures, including in our budget is $300 billion in critical and urgent funding for strengthening border security and our armed forces. America's paying twice. We paid to ship illegals over here. We paid to feed illegals over here. We paid to house illegals over here. And now we're having to take them back. We're for immigration, but the right way. All in all, this package, combined with economic growth unleashed by the American First agenda, this budget can ensure it will provide a deficit-neutral outcome, including 7 times the amount of cuts that were initially unveiled. For every dollar that Republicans surpass the goal of spending cuts, there will be another dollar in tax cuts. I'm proud to support this budget that finally implements fiscal and budgetary restraints on Congress. It's the first step to unlocking the reconciliation process ahead of us. The previous Democrat failed leadership, which we had 4 years of, showed nonsense welfare programs which aided the budget, allowing billions of mindless spending. The American people have had enough, which is why we are in the new age of the golden age. Mr. Speaker, thank you for allowing me to speak, and Aaron, thank you for putting this argument up.
I reserve.